This video is about the Reformation and the profound changes it triggered in the church, society, and politics. I'll explain why there were so many grievances in the Catholic Church during the Middle Ages, how Martin Luther protested against them, and what consequences this had for Europe. The Catholic Church held a lot of power in the Middle Ages, but there were problems. Many priests didn't follow the rules and were corrupt. The sale of indulgences, where people paid money to be forgiven for sins, was especially unpopular. People felt exploited by the church. Martin Luther was born in 1483 in Eisleben. He studied and became a monk because he wanted to be close to God, but he began to doubt many church teachings. His questions later led to major changes. Luther believed the church misinterpreted the Bible. He thought that only faith in God was necessary for salvation, not money or good deeds. He considered indulgence letters that promised forgiveness of sins to be a scam. He started openly criticizing the church. In 1517, Luther wrote his 95 Theses against the sale of indulgences. He nailed them to the church door in Wittenberg, which was a common way to start discussions. His theses spread quickly through the printing press. Many people agreed with him. The printing press, invented by Johannes Gutenberg, was crucial. Luther's writings were printed and distributed throughout Europe. His ideas reached many people who were critical of the church. This made the Reformation spread more rapidly. The church was angry about Luther's criticism. In 1521, he was excommunicated by the Pope, excluded from the church. Emperor Charles V invited him to the Diet of Worms, where Luther defended his ideas. He refused to recant. After the Diet of Worms, Luther was declared an outlaw. He hid at Wartburg Castle in Thuringia. There, he translated the Bible into German so everyone could read it. His translation became very popular. Luther's ideas spread in Germany and beyond. Many princes supported him because they wanted less power for the church. New churches, called Protestant, were founded. There was conflict between Catholics and Protestants. In 1524, the Peasants' Wars began in southern Germany. The peasants were poor and oppressed and referred to Luther's ideas of freedom, but Luther opposed their uprising and supported the princes. The peasants were defeated and many were killed. In Switzerland, Huldrych Zwingli began to spread similar ideas to Luther's. He wanted to reform the church in Zurich and introduce simple services. Zwingli was stricter than Luther and rejected many Catholic rituals. His movement also gained popularity. The Catholic Church wanted to regain its power. Starting in 1545, the Counter-Reformation began with the Council of Trent. The Church reformed itself to eliminate abuses. At the same time, it fought more fiercely against Protestants. In 1546, the Schmalkaldic War broke out between Catholic and Protestant princes. Emperor Charles V wanted to force Protestants to become Catholic. The Protestants lost at first, but the war ended in a stalemate. The conflict remained unresolved. In 1555, the Peace of Augsburg was signed. It allowed princes to choose the religion in their territories. Either Catholic or Protestant, this was the rule, cuius regio ius religio. It was an important step toward peace. In Geneva, John Calvin was active as another reformer. He believed in strict rules and that God had predestined everything. His teachings, Calvinism, spread in France, Scotland, and the Netherlands. Calvin was highly influential. In England, the Reformation began differently. King Henry VIII wanted to divorce his wife, which the Pope forbade. England then broke away from the Catholic Church. The Anglican Church was formed, a mix of Catholic and Protestant elements. In 1618, the 30 Years' War began, partly a religious war. Catholics and Protestants fought for power in Europe. The war caused widespread destruction, especially in Germany. In the end, millions of people died. In 1648, the 30 Years' War ended with the Peace of Westphalia. It made the Peace of Augsburg permanent and also recognized Calvinism. The Church's power declined, and nation-states became more important. It was a turning point. The Reformation changed how many people thought. Especially Calvinists believed that hard work pleased God. This Protestant work ethic shaped countries like the Netherlands and England. It helped promote capitalism. Luther's Bible translation made the Bible accessible to ordinary people. Many learned to read to understand it. This led to more education in Protestant areas. Schools became more important than before. The Reformation permanently split the Christian Church. There were now Catholics, Lutherans, Calvinists, and other groups. This division led to conflicts, but also to more religious diversity. Each group had its own rules. In France, Catholics and Huguenots, Calvinists, fought in the French Wars of Religion. The wars were brutal and lasted for decades. In 1598, they ended with the Edict of Nantes, granting religious freedom to Huguenots. But peace didn't last. The Reformation also changed art. Protestants wanted simple churches without many images or statues. Instead, Bible stories were told in books or songs. Catholic art became more lavish to impress the faithful. The Reformation made science freer. The Church had less control over knowledge, and Protestants promoted education. Scientists like Kepler and Newton could research more freely. This greatly helped the Enlightenment. Women had a difficult role in the Reformation. Some, like Argula von Grumbach, actively supported it. But many reformers saw women mainly in the household. Their rights hardly changed. The Reformation made politics more complex. Princes used it to strengthen their power. The Church lost influence, and nation-states became more important. Religion and politics were closely linked. In the 17th century, Pietism arose within the Lutheran Church. Pietists wanted a more personal faith and fewer strict rules. They emphasized the heart and feelings in belief. The movement influenced many Christians. The Reformation affected the colonial era. Protestant countries like England and the Netherlands founded colonies. They brought their religion to the New World, including America. This shaped its culture. Today, Catholics and Protestants try to reconcile. Ecumenism is a movement for more unity among churches. There are dialogues and joint services. Still, differences remain. The Reformation is taught in schools today because it was so important. Students learn about Luther, wars, and the Bible translation. It shows how religion changed the world. Many find the stories fascinating. The Reformation still shapes the world today. It led to more education, religious freedom, and democracy. But the Church split, and the wars also had negative effects. Its ideas continue to influence politics and culture.